It's another week of trying to stay alive in our survivor pools.
Survivor, man, that's like the beer bong of the contest.
We got knocked out of Survivor in week 1.
I think it's in my rules of Survivor. I think no Jaguars.
Every week, you can be done.
Survive and advance with us right now on BetQL Daily, presented by BetMGM.
We're here to talk Survivor, and if you look at Circus Survivor, that is for $14 million. A handful of players got knocked out last week. Thanks to the Giants in the Germany game. That's how you start your Sunday. They took the Giants as a 6.5-point favorite, and they lose. And then the Bears was the other one. Another 6 to 6.5-point favorite that disappointed some players. They're down to 105 entries left. Our guy came on last week. He's still alive. He said his favorite play is the Chargers. So I don't know if he's still alive because I think in that one he had used the Chargers. But that was a pretty easy one. I'm a little ashamed to admit it. I'm alive in 4 revival pools right now.
You got a problem. You got a Survivor
I know I do.
problem.
Here's the good
addiction.
thing. Here's the good thing that they stopped posting the revival pools because I did keep looking and they stopped posting them because we're probably getting too late in the season.
If
I'm
started
very
a revival pool today, you would have 3 entries in it. Don't even lie.
I know I would. That's what I'm saying. It's a good thing that they stopped posting them because I'd keep joining them. Oh, let me do this. Let me do that.
It's like the end of the day, it's like there's 4 entries. You have 1 and Joe O has 3. That would be our Survivor revival pool. So, all right. So you're in the pools. I've been out for a long time. Are we going Green Bay? And I say we. I don't know why I'm saying we. Are you going to Green Bay?
No.
You know you want to.
I do want to. Okay, we didn't talk about this yet. There was a move on the Bears yesterday. It's a move on the Bears early afternoon following the show. So we were sitting 6.5, and now we're 5.5. So the timing of that, again, it happened when? Limits are raised.
Limits go up. Yep. Limits go up.
Limits go up, and the big money is on the Bears. Is that a setup? Possibly. Are they trying to get Packers at, 4.5? Circa went there for literally 1 minute. They went to 4.5 on this game. And then it was off. I don't think anybody else did, from what I could see. But all the chatter about nobody wanting to bet the Bears, and it just happened to occur on the day where Thomas Brown is having his press conference. Players are taking shots at Waldron, like direct shots. Keenan Allen's like he was too nice of a guy, let too much stuff slide all summer. It continued into the season. It seems like they're uniting behind Thomas Brown. I just don't know that changes anything because the little experience that Thomas Brown does have at calling plays was not very successful in Carolina. But didn't have anything to work with in Carolina. So it's a tough look. It's a tough handicap. Historically, the Packers crushed the Bears. Last 28 games, the Bears have won 3. We're going back to like 2010. 28 games, a 3-25 straight up record. So that would be certainly a big argument to go with the Packers in Survivor. Don't love going divisional matchups. There are a couple here. But here's the thing, Sam. Now we're sitting here looking at it and we're thinking, okay, Packers are obvious. There are 4 games that have a larger point spread than Bears-Packers. So if you want to look at those, I don't have a problem with it. One of them I would not do. It's another divisional matchup. It's San Francisco-Seattle. Are you also hearing a lot of people making cases for the Seahawks side here, getting 6.5?
I haven't heard much. I'm also very sad you moved us off your Bears, but we can talk about that game later.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, I know. We have till 12 Eastern. We'll get back there. I need to tell you about how the Bears group thread has changed over the week. I mean, Bears group threads are
Go there.
No. There's a tease. It's fine. We'll get to it. I haven't heard much on San Fran, Seattle. I mean, taking a good number. Yeah, I get it. This is one of those numbers as well that opened just shy of 7, and it's basically been 7 or 6.5 all week. Now, we did see some early bites on San Fran and knock it to 7, but then the 7s went away right away. So it's been 6.5 for the majority of the week. I always get a little weird around these numbers. Why isn't it 7? Why isn't it 7.5? It's just under that big fat 7. Makes me want to lean to Seattle, but I'm not taking Seattle in a survivor pool. Like that's not
No.
happening. Yeah.
No, but are you taking San Francisco? Are you worried?
If I had a survivor pick this week, Detroit. No, it wouldn't be Detroit. Exactly. 14-point favorite. You got to save them. Probably Houston on Monday night. That's probably what I would do, but I suck at survivor, so don't take my advice.
So of the larger spreads, the ones that would concern me that I would want to stay off, I asked the question because I would not go San Francisco. Seattle needs this game bad. They're coming off the bye. We'll see how healthy they are with the offensive line. They've been dealing with that. Same thing with Metcalf. This is one that, okay, I want to see if I'm using San Francisco in Survivor. I want to do it when I know CMC's good. He returned last week, but he didn't look good. So I would push that back when you have other options. You're on the Raiders. There's a move on the Raiders.
Big time.
I agree with that. I don't want to go against Antonio Pierce off the bye, having time to rally this team with the version of Tua and Tyreek that we're seeing right now. I have no interest. So the first thing I'm doing is, of these larger point spreads, I'm crossing off Miami and San Francisco.
Okay. I hear that.
Nico Collins is back. I'm with you on Houston. I like that. Cooper Rush is back after his 45-yard performance. And the other option is to go to Trey Lance again. So I'm not scared about that. And I do think there's a little element of, maybe I'm looking too much into it, of Houston. That Texas team is probably sick of hearing about the Cowboys every single day, no matter what they do, even though they're like legit contenders, even though we think people are too high on them, that people end up talking about the Cowboys. But if Nico Collins is back, and it looks like he will be, that is a good look. Taking the Houston Texans. Even Stroud not looking great, it's a whole lot better than anything that the Cowboys have right now. The Lions, it's fine. It's fine. And there are opportunities to use them down the road. For our money, they're the best team in football right now. So if you don't want to sweat it and you get Goff off the 5-interception game and they still win that, going up against Mac Jones, yeah, there's a reason this number is 14. I'm not worried about Doug Peterson pulling off some sort of an upset in Detroit. So I'd be looking at Detroit, Houston, Green Bay, and actually, I don't have a problem with the Vikings if you have them available. How is Will Levis going to deal with that Flores pressure?
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
So we have a bunch of options.
Let me throw a sneaky one at you. And when we started doing our podcast together 8 years ago, we used to talk about, remember, the accordion, when you take two teams and you pull one all the way in this direction and one all the way in the other direction, and the perception ranges. You have a team that just pulled off a huge upset against a team that just lost on national television. And I know that we don't like this team, big picture.
I know.
But the LA Rams and Survivor are probably not a bad idea. I'm not saying lay 4.5, although I do know some sharp guys that did lay 4.5. They like the Rams in the spot. I'm just saying to win the game, because the reason the Patriots beat the Bears had a terrible offensive line and a young quarterback who's scared of his own shadow right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those things aren't really an issue with the Rams. Stafford's going to get the ball out, and his line it's not 100% healthy, but it's much healthier than Chicago's offensive line is. Kupp is back. Nakua is back. New England is still, look, even though New England won, New England's a bad football team. They beat a dying football team. I mean, the Bears are a dying patient right now. We know they are. They're not making the playoffs. The schedule is about to get impossible. The Bears are on life support. The Rams still think they have a shot, and mathematically they do. They're not that far out of a playoff spot. They're not even that far out of the division. Now, we don't like them, but we also have to understand that we could be wrong about the Rams, although I don't think we are. This is a great spot for the Rams to win, to go into New England and beat a sorry football team. The Patriots suck. They had a nice win. They still suck.
I agree with you. I agree. And if you're on the Patriots side, if you're looking from that point of view and you're overreacting and you're saying, hey, we're not that bad. No, you're better than the Bears. Okay, fine. That doesn't mean anything. That is a complete mess right now. We're going into that game, that specific week. It was a mess. And they fired
It's not even
the
that they're
offensive
better than
coordinator.
the Bears. The
Maybe
Bears
they
are just
are.
the Bears
Right now.
might have quit. The Bears might
right
have quit.
now. Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Talent-wise, not even close. Chicago way better.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in that locker room. They hate the coach. They hated the OC. So I think that's a sneaky good look, and it's probably going to go underused a little bit. And I'm looking in the future, is there any week where you can use them, where you feel strong about it? I would say no. There are coin flip scenarios, but not situations where you're like, okay, I like the Rams, and nobody's going to want to bet them. And McVay is awesome in short rest. His preparation, he's got it dialed in, and they're facing a bad team in a desperate spot. They need that game, so I think that's a good look.